Huntington's disease is a progressive neurological condition that can affect nearly every aspect of a person's life, from their ability to move and think to their emotional well-being. For many people living with Huntington's, continuing to work becomes impossible as the disease progresses. But securing long-term disability benefits is rarely straightforward, and insurance companies don't always make the process easy. Hi, I'm Leah Small, a partner here at CCK Law, a nationally leading public interest law firm based in Providence, Rhode Island. Today, I'm going to discuss Huntington's disease and how it can impact your long-term disability claim, including what insurers look for, the unique challenges claimants may face, and how to build the strongest case possible. Before we begin, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more LTD content. Huntington's disease is a progressive hereditary neurological disorder. It causes the breakdown of nerve cells in the brain over time and can lead to a combination of physical, cognitive, and psychiatric symptoms. These symptoms can include movement problems such as involuntary movements, difficulty walking or impaired coordination, cognitive decline such as memory loss, difficulty concentrating or slow thinking, and psychiatric symptoms such as depression, anxiety, irritability, and personality changes. Huntington's disease can potentially qualify for long-term disability benefits. LTD policies generally cover conditions that prevent you from performing the duties of your own or any occupation, depending on its specific terms. Because Huntington's is progressive and degenerative, it commonly renders claimants unable to sustain full-time work, as the combination of physical, cognitive, and psychiatric symptoms often makes it difficult or impossible to meet the demands of any job. Unfortunately, no cure exists for Huntington's, and symptoms will only worsen over time. When filing a long-term disability claim for Huntington's, claimants may face some challenges, though. Insurance companies may argue that symptoms are not yet severe enough to prevent the claimant from working, which can be especially common in the early stages of the disease. In addition, psychiatric symptoms may be downplayed or attributed to other causes, and cognitive limitations can be difficult to quantify without the right testing. Insurers in reviewing an LTD claim may rely on their own independent medical exams that downplay the functional limitations a claimant is experiencing. Further, the progressive nature of Huntington's disease means a claimant's condition at the time of initial filing may look very different months later. When filing an LTD claim for Huntington's, it's important to include neurology records, ideally from a specialist familiar with Huntington's disease. In addition, consider submitting neuropsychological testing to document the extent of cognitive deficits like issues with memory, processing speed, and executive function, as well as functional capacity evaluations to provide objective evidence of physical limitations. In addition, psychiatric evaluations can be useful to document mood and behavioral symptoms that help support disability. And claimants should also obtain statements from their treating physicians that go beyond just the diagnosis and instead provide a detailed explanation of how specific symptoms limit their ability to work. If a claimant is treating with an occupational therapist, physical therapist, or a speech therapist, those records should be included with the LTD claim as well. A confirmed Huntington's disease diagnosis does not automatically mean an LTD claim will be approved, though. A diagnosis alone is rarely enough in LTD claims, even for something like Huntington's. The insurance company is going to evaluate functional limitations, not just the medical condition. Thus, the question is not, do you have Huntington's, but how does it prevent you from working? You must demonstrate that your symptoms prevent you from performing the duties of your own or any occupation in order to receive LTD benefits. Under most policies, the definition of disability shifts after a period of time, often 2 years. While you initially may only need to be disabled from your own occupation, after a period of time you may need to be disabled from any occupation in order to continue receiving LTD benefits. The strength of your medical documentation and physician support is often the deciding factor in whether your benefits will continue to be approved. If your LTD claim is denied, do not ignore the denial because there are strict deadlines for appealing that denial. Under ERISA, you typically have 180 days to appeal. You should request your full claim file from the insurance company and read the denial letter carefully in order to understand the basis for the denial and what additional evidence you should be gathering for the appeal. Use the appeal as an opportunity to strengthen the record, such as submitting updated medical records, outside testing, and detailed physician reports. You should be aware that under ERISA, the administrative record generally closes after the final appeal decision is made. This means that new evidence typically cannot be introduced once the case moves to federal court. Because the appeal is such a critical stage in the LTD claim process, you should strongly consider working with an experienced LTD attorney before filing your appeal. Huntington's disease is a serious and life-altering condition, and navigating a long-term disability claim on top of managing your health can feel overwhelming. If you're dealing with a Huntington's disease LTD claim or have received a denial of your claim, we may be able to help. Since 1999, we've been helping claimants go up against big-name insurance companies. We know what they look for in a successful claim and may be able to help you too. Contact us today for a free case evaluation, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more LTD content. Take care.